I know something that you guys are very interested in is probably the headline on this Facebook Live.
Deep tease though, because before we get there, we need you guys to share the feed right now. All of your friends are going to want to hear about this topic. Your mama, your daddy, everybody in your life is going to want to learn from this.
And you talk to an expert.
Right now. I did. It's not just fluff news. We have some nice little facts to back this up.
For you. Okay, I'm actually going on right now and sharing it. This is a good message.
I know, me too.
For all of us. We'll do it together. But I'm going to read the headline that caught our attention this morning, and then we'll dive deep. So what happens to your body when you stop having sex? And we all went, what? You know, as we all get older and get busy, it's easy to, you know, not have sex. So we all were very interested in this. And Brittany, you actually brought this article to our attention. Can you tell us how you stumbled upon it?
Okay, so it was on Twitter, and I thought, oh my gosh, can I read this on the company email? I typed it. I was like,
why is it that that word makes us all it's like we're adults here, right?
Yeah, and full disclosure, I was like, can we even talk about this on Extra Shot?
We can.
And you can because it's normal. And I was just interested because I've been married for 12 years and I want to kind of know where I stand in line with other people. Like, is it healthy? Is it not healthy? And I would say a couple of my friends told me that, and this sounds crazy, but it's true, that if you make time, if you schedule a day and time to have it, and I know that sounds like so boring.
Like scheduled sex?
Yeah, like scheduled
sex.
Yes.
Sex is sex. I mean, right?
I'm from Ohio, so I can't say it on the TV yet.
So shy about it.
This is the internet.
I know, that's true.
This doesn't live here forever. No way.
But for a friend that tried it, she was asking for a friend. Interested in it all week long, so it built up that intimacy, and they were having it on a regular basis instead of blowing it off. And so it helped relationship. Yes.
How about that one case where someone tried it for an entire year?
Yes, Charlotte Mueller. She lives in Charlotte, so she tried it. She 365 days. Her marriage. She's been married maybe 20 years at the time. And she wanted to spice things up, and so she did it for every night for a year. She said some nights were harder than others, but they came about as a better couple for it. And she said it took off the stress of and the rejection, because it's very hard.
Interesting.
To even for me, my husband, like, to want that and then
the
other
person not reciprocate.
Yes.
Which it's like you understand, but it is still rejection no matter how many years, days, hours you all have been together. Yeah. So I do understand that, and I think that's an interesting study, and I'm sure my husband sees it and go, let's try that. A whole year, every single night. That is a commitment.
It is.
And I've only been married 2 years, but I just think of that as like, like that's fun. That's also a commitment. Imagine week 7.
Yeah.
What do you think as a man?
I mean,
seriously.
I'm sure, as she said, some nights are more difficult than others because every day's different, you know, and that's
sometimes
not always on the menu,
cuddle.
so to speak. That's not always on the menu. But I'm curious what the article said. What is it? What happens to your body?
So they're saying less sex, and we'll get to what the experts said. But my takeaway from it is that when you don't have sex, it's just like it's an exercise, right? We talked about this. Right. It's physical activity. So when you don't have it, just like you skip out on the gym, and this is what I could relate it to, you do feel sluggish.
Right.
Your body isn't as susceptible to it because you haven't introduced it, which things could start drying up, right?
That is, the article does say that. The thinning
does.
of the vaginal walls does happen, and that is what correlates to
and then it hurts when you start trying
less
again.
Moist area.
This is more when you enter the menopause
My
time
mom watches
in your
the
life.
Show.
What did the experts say?
Yeah, you went to a doctor or an expert, right?
Yes, I just got off the phone with sex doctor Heather. Her last name is Patterson, I think, but I will confirm that. She is a sexologist from Philadelphia. She's a researcher, therapist, and an educator. So that's what allows you to have that title of sexologist.
Okay.
And she says that if you, after a long period of time of having sex regularly, choose to not partake in sexual activity, there are some adverse effects, but it's not something that is going to dramatically reduce the quality of your life. However, this is what will happen. Yes, the vaginal wall may thin out. Yes, you may have reduced wetness in that area, but this is all solvable without actually engaging in intercourse. If you just choose to masturbate regularly, it is expelling the hormones that are building up in your body that need to be released so that all of your internal organs can function properly. That was number one.
Okay.
And she said, just like you did, Megan, that sex is like a workout. And think about it. Of course, your physique will change, which is one thing that they mentioned in the article. your physique will change and your mood will change, because think about it. All the endorphins that you're getting from a workout, you're also getting from sex. So if you take that out of your life, say you were doing that 3 times a week with your partner, and it's gone, so you're going to be a little bit sluggish because you're not getting that workout anymore. The endorphins are gone. The hormones aren't going out of the body the way they need to.
And
it makes sense.
And you're not having that skin-to-skin interaction, which as human beings we need to feel a level of comfort of you being comforted, which is why when babies come into the world and now it's becoming more and more popular, it's the skin-to-skin time that you have. The baby goes directly onto the mom's skin for how long?
As well. I did it in the hospital. And they tell you that. They say this is really important. This is bonding. You know, back in the day, baby born, goes in another room. You know, dad shows up, has a cigar, and goes back to work. You know, it's different. They really want this first day or two. They really are all about getting together, experiencing it as a family, and skin to skin for dad too. They say that. At least in my hospital, they said this is really important.
So shirts off, dad cuddles with the baby.
Oh, yeah. What's that time called?
That's awesome.
There's a word for it. Yeah, there is. I can't remember. Swaddling. Is it swaddling? No, that's the blanket.
Come on, Mom. All our dads in the thread right now. Help us.
My mom said she's signing off. She doesn't want any part of it.
She doesn't like to talk about sex.
No.
Well,
so
Kimberly Morgan does though. Let's see. She says, "Haha, every day." She said, "I couldn't. Baby number 7 would be making an appearance if she were to have sex every day, and I could guarantee that
she ain't trying to get to baby number 7.
That's a lot of babies."
Okay, but then it was an interesting study because she just this woman wanted to see if every night meant that you would maybe get tired of it or of your partner, or bring your partner and you closer, and it had that positive effect. I'd try it.
Would you really try it? You think you could commit?
I think, you know, hey, this is, if it's a challenge, and if it's like, this is a challenge, then A, it's like we're doing it for the end result to see if it helps. Not that like, I need, Caesar and I are in a difficult point in our relationship where we need it. But I think it would be an interesting challenge.
Yeah.
And you guys are
love a challenge, and we're competitive. And it's not something where it's like eating, right? Where you're going to like, you get larger if you have a certain meal every night. I think about that sometimes. Some challenges, like that's going to affect my body. This could maybe help with the weight loss, right? Because it's like an exercise.
Right.
It keeps you the glow.
Oh, that
it keeps you feeling active. So maybe if I do skip out on the gym, this would be a great replacement. Keeps husband very happy. Who doesn't want a non-happy husband?
Nobody.
And yeah, maybe it's more chance of a baby. That would be fun.
Sex Dr. Heather also said that it helps clear up your skin.
See,
because excess hormones in your body create problematic skin. So there's that.
I'm going to take the other side on this.
Okay. What's the other side?
I would say doing something every single day, even that, okay, that would be boring. Honestly, you have to experience.
The challenge was to keep it interesting and fun. You may go places that you would never have gone before.
You can still do that. I mean, you can still go
Eating
there.
mac and cheese?
Think of every single.
Rob, I'm trying to help you out here. Courtney is probably listening, going, not even my husband.
No.
I get it.
What I'm saying is scheduled intimacy every single night is. I mean, come on. That's not exciting.
You don't have to say at 7 o'clock, but tonight.
At some point.
Everybody's lives have, especially when you have kids, it may not be scheduled at 7, it might be 7:15. Like you're very regimented in your schedule. I think one of the exciting things, one of the best parts about all of that, I love how we're trying to hedge here.
Yeah, I can't say
is the unexpected. It's oh my gosh.
But how often do you really act on that, like, oh, let's just keep it spicy and unexpected. Then there you are a week later, like, dang. You sometimes gotta like trigger.
Well, sure. I mean, you definitely have to say, okay, coming up this weekend, this looks pretty good.
The weekend planner.
Oh my gosh. Well,
but don't forget.
This is just for me. I mean, I think the excitement is that is the moments when you get pulled, things start accelerating, and one thing leads to another, and then you surprise yourself. And that's, oh my gosh, how did that just happen? And that's one of the neat things about when you're married with kids and something like that happens, you're like, oh my gosh, like, we still got it, and we still care about each other, and it's getting into that instead of scheduling it. It's because I think the best part about being intimate with somebody is that it's spontaneous.
Right.
You can't help yourself, and that's a good feeling, because what else in life do you feel like you're out of control and it ends up being a good thing, I mean...
What about those people, this is the first thing I thought about when you said this, what about those people who for whatever reason, have chosen to make a decision to become celibate in their lives. And they're reading this article and they're like, oh my God, did my decision for religious reasons or whatever now impact my health?
I go to a spinning class is what I kind of got.
Right.
Or pleasure yourself.
Yeah.
Right. That is what Sex Dr. Heather said. She said there are ways around it.
There are options. Okay, well, let's see. Good morning, everyone. I'm getting a lot of good mornings. Carlos Reina, buenos dias, everyone. Buenos dias, sir. What's Wong saying?
David Wong says, when I last had a girlfriend, we tried to hold off on sex for the weekends, non-school nights. And those days we didn't see each other. Sorry. And I would miss the skin-to-skin contact of a hug and a kiss. Well, more than just one kiss. Good to know.
Okay, good to know. Can I say this real quick? Carlos Reina says every day and twice on Sunday.
What?
Every day and twice.
7.
Literally?
8.
Everything?
8. Hey, good for you.
Well, Ray Hickman says twice a day at least. I would like to know, are you guys retired? Like, I'm just, I am not in a relationship, but I just think about how much free time I personally have in my own apartment. I'm like, how are people finding time to do all of that?
Oh, you make time for what you want, I guess, is what it comes down to, right? No, like, I make time to have coffee, I make time to make my shows.
Yeah,
and
brush
sometimes
your teeth.
after 12 years, I work harder and go to school and take care of the kids.
And have a kid, yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to feel appreciated. And when you're in the grind every day, you're doing your chores, I'm doing my chores, we're knocking out the list, making a happy life, you do forget about each other, and it can get stressful. And so at least I know, okay, well, on Saturday, I could go to the store and get this, and we can have a nice dinner, and we can talk about it. Doesn't mean we can't like have, like a surprise kind of moment, but at least it's helped my friend.
I'm going to say this.
Friend.
Oh, yes, your friend. She's asking
friend.
for a friend. I love that I'm single and unmarried on this show because I learn a lot from you guys. Seriously.
Just, what have you learned?
That, in general, just making the time to not forget about your partner. Not that I would want to, but you get stuck in the monotony of everyday life.
It's hard for you to think that could ever happen, but then you see it through her eyes and you go, I can see.
Exactly.
If even the job gets you busy and you forget to like eat breakfast sometimes because you're just flying around. What else are you capable of forgetting about? Yeah. But she's 12 years in, I'm 2 years in, and it's just about us.
18 years in.
Yeah,
right.
You met him your whole life.
13.
Oh, 13.
But isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
13 years. But it's different iterations of the relationship. Now it's just different living together. 2 years, you get into a grind. But Caesar is a very structured kind of person.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, extremely structured when it comes to, like, everything. And I'm interested to see how much that'll change when we have kids. If the structure will, like, blow up and how he'll be affected by that.
You know what? I've seen it before. I've seen it really structured people. They have kids, and they're actually pretty structured.
But see, I'm not.
All I will say about that is those people are not very much fun to hang out with.
Oh, sure. That's why I'm glad
they make their lives about their kids and nap time and eating this and that, and that's their choice to do all those things because it works so well for them.
Yeah.
Because then the chaos of having kids is fit into neat little bite-sized compartments. It's only going to be crazy between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. because at 10 a.m. they go down for a nap, so they can kind of manage the chaos a little bit better. However, interacting with those families is really difficult because you're trying to have fun, and they're like, we can hang out between 11:15 and 12:45 on Saturdays because before and after that is nap time, and you're like, I don't really want to hang out now.
So it kind of goes back to the sex topic of when something is too structured, it's A, not fun to be around, and B, it's probably not fun to be in.
Yeah, I would just, personality-wise, I don't like schedules, I don't like structure, I want to live life, I want to have fun, I want to be spontaneous, I like being exciting, I like doing things, I like getting out there and, because sometimes it goes your way and that's the best feeling, and when it doesn't go your way, it's a great story. So all this structured stuff, I can't. I'm not here for it. That's the first time I've been wanting to say it where I actually meant it from the heart, but I can't stand that stuff. That is so boring. Can you imagine sitting there and you're like, TikTok, boom. Okay, now it's time to be intimate.
We're just saying for 1 year, just to see how it affects the relationship. It could make it bad.
I mean.
I can't remember.
It wouldn't hurt to try. I mean, come on, I'm not stupid.
Come on.
But, just as my personality, I couldn't go for that.
I think it would get a better sense of yourself as well.
Now I'm thinking about
just because you get to know your body and what it takes some time, I think, to get to know your body and what you like and what you don't like, and to communicate that is a whole nother level of trust, because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, you don't want to be too bossy, but you want to communicate.
And the different languages of love. I know there's a book out there that a lot of people have read. And this is like my next read, because it does talk about any state of your being, you know, whether you're in a relationship or not, what the love language is that the language that you speak and the language that other people, especially your partner, speak. So to me, love would mean not the monetary thing. I'm not acts of kindness. No.
Service.
When he makes something for you?
No, I would have to see all of the languages layered out so I could really pinpoint which one I am.
Let me Google this.
Let's Google this, because Caesar's would definitely be more acts of kindness. Like, he's one that wants to see me speak to him in a way where it's, I love you, oh my God, you're so hot, you're sexy, those sort of things, where maybe mine's more flirtiness.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they are receiving gifts.
Okay, that's neither of us. Okay.
And then we have words of affirmation.
That's Caesar.
Acts of service or devotion, and physical touch.
That's Caesar too.
When we are out, Caesar is like,
always touching you.
He's touchy, and I never used to be like that.
It's so cute.
I'm a touchy person by nature, and I have become that because of him. Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
I think it's word of affirmation for you.
I'm sorry.
Because you always say positive things about everybody every day, and you do communicate it, and I do think that's your love language.
Say it again.
Like words of affirmation, because you're always pointing out, hey, you did this, or I like this every day. I mean, which is great. I'm not used to that. I love it. And I think you like to make other people feel good.
Yeah.
No, okay. I don't know.
No. It's true.
You know, I think the key in this, so again, we're talking about words, the 5 love languages, what speaks to you, what makes you, what connects with you.
And knowing your partner so that you can speak their language and they can speak your language. Not the same oftentimes.
Exactly. So again, I think this is important. Gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch. I think one of the things that's key in this is that you probably gravitate toward 1 or 2 of those. Here's a challenge.
Okay.
Try the other ones.
Ooh.
Even if that's not in your nature, and see how the other person responds, because you were talking about communication earlier.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just under the surface, and maybe they really like gifts, but you just never do it. You never do it, so they never expect it, but they really like it, and then they don't want to bring it up.
That's true.
So Google that, look at it, try the other ones just for fun. That's fun, because you never know how the other person's going to respond.
And that's the whole point of this book, is to say that in a relationship, if you're having this, like, what's going on with that relationship, well, maybe you're not speaking the other language. So if Caesar is the gift guy and I'm the words of affirmation, I'm sitting here waiting for words of affirmation, yet he's giving me gifts. It's like, but that's not my language. You just got to know my language, and I should be giving him the gifts, and he should be giving me the words of affirmation. Even though that's not my language, that is my partner's language. Therefore, I need to learn it, know it, speak on it.
That's literally the premise of the book.
That's the premise of the book.
People should read it before they get into relationships, and it might be a little awkward, and maybe that's why I'm single, but you just have the conversation before, and you're like, how do you like to receive love?
That's a good
How
point.
do I give love? And does that work for you? If it doesn't,
and are you willing to
honey, there are plenty of people out there.
What language do you speak?
That's
the question. Oh, yes. Okay, so are people responding?
Reggie says D, all of the above.
He is all of the above.
I mean, that's the thing. They are all very helpful. Aren't they? I like words of affirmation sometimes too, because like when we remember at home as a family, because now, like, I love my wife and we have this whole thing, but when you throw kids into it too, your love and it gets spread around a little bit, which is good. Well, and words of affirmation, we play this game called I Appreciate.
Yeah, at dinner.
I don't know.
No, like sometimes, like when we're putting the kids to bed or whatever, sometimes at dinner, just like if like when you're sitting around at dinner and something's off.
Okay.
Like everyone's just like
eating,
and you're just going through the motions.
Bad vibes.
That's when I like to bust out this game, because then I'll like to start. Hey, let's do I appreciate. Hey, today I appreciated when you cleaned up your room, and I appreciated that you worked hard. This place is kind of crazy right now because you worked so hard today for the family, and just bringing it out there.
It seems cheesy.
It seems cheesy. It's totally contrived. However, it makes people feel good. I feel good saying it.
Yeah.
And hopefully they feel good hearing it.
What's the best thing that you've heard from one of the kids or from Courtney about, like, something? It could be the smallest thing, like, Dad, I really liked when you did this today. Some things that you probably don't even...
silly things like that. Like kids when they're little, it's the simple things. Daddy, I really liked it today when we played Tea Party.
Oh, look at you playing TV.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you know that those are things that are important to her.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Like,
yeah, so then you're like, okay, you know, and
it's her language.
let's face it, when you're doing tea party with kids, you don't probably want to be doing something else at the moment. I know, I'm being real,
I'm
right?
just teaching her how to love.
Right, exactly. But you just say, you know what, there's all these other things, they can wait, we're doing this right now.
Yep.
Because
Our priority.
it makes her feel important, and that's important.
And the love languages, what I'm learning from our conversation with you right now, is that it's not just about relationships in terms of intimacy. It could be about the relationship you have with your daughter. What is her language? Is she one that sees your love when you hand her something or give her something, or is it when you encourage her, or is it when you cuddle with her? Like, what is her language? So learning our kids' love language
That's
too.
a good point.
Because we learn
and really structuring that, helping her figure out what she enjoys the most, because that relationship
maybe the gift
with
thing
you
isn't something you want her to feel like she needs.
And so maybe sometimes it's words of affirmation. Maybe it's plain I appreciate. Sometimes it's coming home with a box of Girl Scout cookies.
Oh,
Daddy! Yeah.
And then saying, okay, who's ready for dessert? Boom, gifts, done.
Yeah.
Good night.
Which you did.
Yeah, exactly.
How did that work out?
It went well. Sleeves were consumed.
Because we know Courtney
In one
loves
sitting.
her sleeves.
Sleeves. You open it up.
we have lots of people
Sleeves.
chiming in. Walt Gray is a shadow in the background of this conversation,
what's he
giving
saying?
our viewers life. I would just like to say that. He's having fun with emojis.
Is Rob wearing pants?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. But Kimberly Morgan
They're
says,
technically
You can't
jeggings,
see
but
your
it's okay.
pants.
These are borderline jeggings.
oh my God.
Oh, Alan says,
Yes.
did you read his?
No, go for it.
Jean
Okay,
leggings.
he's all about it.
So
He
we're
said
clear
he's been married
about
13
this. Yes.
years. They schedule their relationship time. And he said he looks forward to it all week long.
Relationship time.
Relationship
Can you
time.
Sex.
I know, I'm teasing
Yes.
you.
Their sexual relationship times. He's 57, she's 52, and they are still crazy in love.
Yay!
Right.
Congratulations to them. Have we read David Wong's?
Not that one. Go for it.
Meals, movies, walks on the beach, tossing a frisbee.
Oh.
Very fun. I remember the last time I did that.
Did you go to Wake
Gardening.
Forest?
That one night of truly strange polka music. We had a good laugh.
He also says that quality time and simply spending time together is what most of his girlfriends and him like to do together. I think that's all that really counts at the beginning. It's not these fancy dinners that you go to, not these elaborate trips, but just like one-on-one time to really establish that connection.
Get to know someone.
Yeah, because if you're not friends and then you stop having sex,
Yeah.
Then what
do you
is
have?
left? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, going
Good
off of that,
stories.
Kimberly Morgan said, companionship, is that a language? Because I missed that when my husband is gone. Where would that fall? So looking at the love languages, where would companionship fall?
Quality time? Would you say?
Quality
Yes,
time.
definitely quality time.
Friendship?
Your language is quality time then, Kimberly Morgan.
Oh, I love this.
Okay.
I feel like we're a therapy
I
session.
know, this is great.
And I love what Alan had to say. The scheduling and all that, that totally works for them. And that's how it has to work with your personality.
That's
you know?
true.
That's a very positive, uplifting message that
I'm saying
Alan
this.
Reeve has to say.
Thank you, Alan.
I know that my mom, anytime I try to schedule something with my mom, having a date to have to do something freaks her out and gives her a lot of anxiety. So I can only imagine that if she were to have to schedule something like this, and I'm totally making her uncomfortable on purpose.
About it.
Yeah.
But that could be stressful for some people to say, oh my God, on Saturday I need to be mentally prepared for this to happen.
Right.
How am I going to do this? And you talk yourself out of it.
Versus just letting it happen because
go.
she's going to worry about what maybe she ate the night before, what she smells like, what she, if she didn't work out, what she feels like or looks like. Those are the things that would go through my head if I was an anxious person like
Same.
that. But
Just anyone who feels that way.
yeah. See,
Don't you think that?
I do.
I think there's,
Depends.
like you said, to
depends
each his
who it
own.
is,
It's
yeah.
whatever your personality is. Sorry, Mom, for throwing you out there. But like that is a thing for some people. You get into this problem where you need to start having sex every day for 50 days or every day for 365 days because you've lost that ability to communicate with your partner in such a way that allows you guys to not have any anxiety when it comes to engaging each other in that way. And you just hope that it can always be that way. But then this helps you get out of that little dip.
Yeah.
And I would say that the scheduling, the intimate time, it happens for a lot of couples when you're trying to have kids because there's a certain like there's a certain moment when it's ideal.
Ovulating. Yes.
Right. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little
The
fuzzy
ovulation
on this
period.
stuff.
Yeah.
All I knew is I got to look, and that it was time.
Now is the time, like
exactly.
today. Yeah.
And, but you know, and then but the hard part about that is that may not be the best time
Is it hard
for
to,
you.
like,
Maybe you're
perform?
on a trip, maybe you're out of town, and so then then there's extra pressure for all of this to go well, but you're supposed to be relaxed. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it ends up being a thing.
Well, at that time,
when it's not supposed to be.
It's less about the intimacy of intercourse.
Right.
It's about getting a job done, planting the seed, if you will.
Let me just share a side thing. So trying to schedule it and all of that sort of stuff, that is not always the best. It did not always work the best for my wife and I. And
even
the
during
moments,
that time?
Yeah, the moments where things just kind of happened and a baby was conceived was when it was spontaneous. It was like, okay, whatever. We're going to stop worrying about this.
I mean, the mind, it's all connected.
Yes,
and maybe the stress of this with trying to make this happen is too much.
Right. But with some people, I mean, they're like, we're going to have a baby. We want to get pregnant this time so that she, we don't want her, she doesn't want to be pregnant during the summer. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's real.
For some people, they can just get it done.
And that's why they say when you adopt a baby, if you're having problems getting pregnant, when you're going through that adoption and you stop thinking about it,
then you get pregnant.
Yes,
that happens a lot.
Ready to go. It seems like it would be a lot of pressure. It would be so stressful.
Absolutely. That's kind of a great segue for the last 4 minutes.
Okay, shall we? The last 4 seconds. Let's talk about bunnies.
So there was a foster family in some city in America that their foster children were taken away from them for a period of time because they're Christian, and they refused to tell their kids that the Easter Bunny was real.
Right.
And their social worker told them, not cool, pack up everything, we're taking the kids, and you will no longer be able to foster any more kids because you refused to say that the Easter Bunny is real. Well, the court recently overturned that, and these parents will be allowed to foster children, but how crazy is that it happened in the first place?
I think that level of control is bizarre, right?
Right. Like, what was that social worker thinking? And
knew.
What if it were Santa Claus? Do you want them to believe in Santa Claus, a man that comes down a chimney? It's just unrealistic, is all I'm saying.
Well, isn't it up to the family as to when they want to share or not share that level of information? And I guess because you said it's foster, right? Not full-on adoptive parents. So because it's temporary, then do they feel like they want to protect the child as much as possible?
Right.
I don't know the legalities behind fostering, but I know it's not easy.
And this particular family decided that they would have an Easter egg hunt for their family, and they thought that would be enough to satiate this social worker. It was not.
Maybe it had other problems, and that was just like the fallout of it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I have friends that are just very open and honest with their kids, and like, I'm not going to lie to them. This is what I'm doing.
I'm not going to have put that secret on us.
I work hard for Christmas gifts, and I want the credit. This is what some of my friends have told me.
Like, not leaving it up to the big man.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, this actually happened in Canada. I wanted to clarify.
Okay.
It was a random town in the United States. Oh, no. Our friends to the north.
Friends to the north. Let's see if people are chiming in.
Mostly about the other things. And Joshua Willison is saying, being married with a 5-year-old just coming home with coffee and flowers tends to be that spring in the step to make her day and the love strong. It's the little things. There were more comments lower down in the conversation about how kids don't change the flow of your relationship. It's just that is your new relationship and finding the time.
It's your new normal.
Exactly.
But it has a toll on the relationship.
Look at his face.
Naturally, it's your new norm. It is your new norm. Also, not doing this whenever you want is your new norm.
Kids are an amazing gift in life. Right. Changed nothing, but only allowed me to grow more as a man. I'm joking, okay? It's absolutely true. You add so much more to your life, so it's just there's so much more to love. There's only so much of you to go around. It's a bit of a struggle. It's always worth the struggle. Kids are amazing.
And I'll say now that Chance is older, I know my husband. I'm dating him again in a completely different way, and that's really exciting.
Oh, things to look forward to.
Yes. Dates are coming back.
back. When did you feel that shift?
When I was old enough to stay with a babysitter, and which everybody with small kids should plan. I didn't do that, and our relationship suffered. Now we make it a priority, and I got to wear nice clothes, put perfume on for him. It was completely different.
That is so sweet.
I love it.
We love having you here, Brittany, for a different perspective, because now we get this perspective, we get this perspective, we get my perspective, and yours.
Yeah.
Single, newly married, been married.
Married
with 2 kids.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 kids.
Love it.
And a guy. That's the difference.
A man.
All right, everyone. Yay. Well, thank you. You're such a man. Even when you wear pink, it makes you more of a man, Bobby. Thank you for joining us. We have Walt Gray, the Walt Gray coming up at 9 o'clock. Turn your TV on. Ignore this. Turn your TV on. Bye-bye.